Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I am currently in Beijing, China, but I'm here to share with you guys my experience going on Asiana Airlines flight 201, which is an Airbus 380 going from LAX to Incheon, South Korea. And for those that don't know, Asiana actually merged with Korean Air. The process started late, I think 2020, and it got finalized in December 2024. So within the next few years, we can possibly see Asiana planes livery change into Korean Air, and the airline will cease to exist because they merged with Korean Air. So I was definitely very fortunate to be on this flight, and let's dive right into the review. Let's begin with the check-in process, which I really liked because Asiana had an auto check-in system in place. So prior to takeoff, I actually got an email with my boarding pass on it, which made it very easy. And checking in the luggage was also very simple. The line moved quick, so there was no hassle there. But when we got into the boarding, because this aircraft is a very large aircraft, everybody had to line up strictly by zones. So they checked everybody's passports and boarding passes. So I was in zone 3, and they made sure that I was in the right place. And when it was time to get into the aircraft, that little bridge that we walk into the aircraft from, the line moved very, very slow because of the number of people that's trying to get in. The flight crew is trying to direct them whether to go to the aisle on the left or right, which made sense considering the size of the aircraft. So once we got inside the aircraft, we were greeted by flight attendants and the stair to the upper section of the aircraft, and also a section of first class private suites. And we took off at around 1:19 p.m., which was late, about 9 minutes to 10 minutes. And on my seat, there was this thing that you use for stepping on, which I think it's for resting the legs. I've actually never seen it before, which is pretty cool. The takeoff was very smooth. I actually didn't feel much of the lifting off itself. The aircraft is called the King of the Skies for a reason, so I guess that explains it all. Now, that one thing is like the wing that I noticed of this aircraft is just so wide and large that when I first sat in my seat, I couldn't even see the tip of the wing, which was super far away, and the wing was super wide. So that was new to me. It was very, very cool to see that. Once we got to the cruising altitude, everything was nice. There were little turbulences here and there, but I'm sure if it was a smaller plane, they would have felt it a lot more. When it comes to the food, the first meal came at around 1 hour after takeoff, maybe a little less than that. And I ordered the Korean bibimbap, which tasted amazing. And the second, I think it's not a second meal, but rather a snack. They gave us this bread, which actually contained ham in it, so I guess you could call it a ham sandwich. It was amazing. I like that one as well. Now, the one little problem that I encountered was the second meal, where the flight crew offered us chicken or beef, and I ordered chicken, and it turned out that they were out, so I got the beef instead, which was also amazing. So no complaints there. The service was mostly on time, and the flight crew actually spoke very nice English, and they were very helpful. I think they did a great job on that. And so during the flight, it was about 12 hour 55 minutes, I think, projected flight time. So I was just mainly reading the book. I watched 3 different movies and slept for an hour. And with all these other things that I did, it was very easy to pass time. I think Asiana offers a decent selection of movies. Probably not the best, but enough to keep you entertained for sure. This flight, or at least this airplane, also offers different maps that shows where we're at in the flight. and also a camera. I think it was placed under the plane to show you what's under you and what's in front of you and surrounding areas outside the aircraft, which I thought was pretty cool. I know a lot of other airlines has it as well, so it's definitely a very nice feature to have when the windows are all closed and you don't want to open it to be too bright. So very nice. And when it came to landing, it was very smooth, very close to the immigration once you get off the plane. But one thing for those of you that's never been to Korea or anything like that, definitely fill out a entry card online or on paper. I don't know if you need to fill it out if you're a transfer or anything like that. I don't think Korean nationals need it either. There's also, they'll pass it out on the plane, but there's also those cards outside of the immigration, so you can also get it, fill it out after you board the plane. Now I was at the front of the plane, so I got off very fast. We arrived at around 5:17 p.m., which was actually around 18-20 minutes earlier than what we expected. So this sums up my experience with Asiana. Alright everybody, now this sums up my experience with Asiana Airlines, Airbus 380. If I had to give it a rating, I would do a solid 9 out of 10. I think the service was great. There was enough for me to keep me entertained. However, I do think there could be more options on the entertainment system, and also maybe more accurate inventory for the food, it's a very small problem. Like, I didn't really mind it, and I have no idea how the flight crew and the airlines does this whole meal inventory thing, which I'm sure it's hard, so I'm not complaining. So overall, very nice experience. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and leave a comment below on your experience. I know everybody's gonna have different experience with it, so I'm curious as to how you guys experience this flight or any Asiana flight in general. And yeah, well, I'll see you guys until next time. Goodbye.